Now, before mounting your poster, you want to make sure to print the poster. So to print, be sure to print your poster with an inch margin on all sides that you'll be able to wrap around the board. So for example, if you are making a 20 by 30 inch board, be sure that your print is 22 inches by 32 inches so that you'll have that inch margin to wrap around. After you have your print and your foam board ready, you want to make sure and gather your other supplies that you'll need to mount this. You want to have a t-shirt or a rag, something soft. Then you also want to make sure to have some painter's tape. And then you want to have a pair of scissors. And also you want to have some weights. I'm going to be using these filament spools. Now you want to flip your poster over and place it face down onto the table, and then take your foam board and place it in the middle of that poster, and then kind of make sure that there's that 1 inch margin on all of the sides. You can measure with a ruler if you want to be certain, or you can just kind of eyeball it and get close. Then you want to take a piece of your painter's tape and fold it over on itself, and then use that to secure the middle of the poster. So place one piece on the middle of one side, and then do the same thing. Take another piece, fold it over on itself, and put that on the other side. Now flip your poster over, roll back one of the edges, and then grab your weights and place those on the opposite edge to hold your poster in place while you are working. Now peel back one of the sides to take that sticker paper off of the poster. Now I'm working with a large poster here. This is 32 inches by 40 inches, so I need to be super careful here that the sticky part doesn't stick to anything else that it's not supposed to, that it doesn't wrinkle and roll back on itself. The smaller your poster, the easier that is. The larger the poster, the more difficult that is, so be super careful with that part. Next, grab your scissors and cut off the backing from the sticker, and you can throw that away. Now grab your t-shirt or a rag, hold up the edge of the sticker, okay, and then you're going to start in the middle of the poster and slide back and forth, laying down the poster as you go. Don't let it lie down until you are sliding that t-shirt with it. Don't try to push it down with your hands. That'll lead to some bubbles. Okay, so make sure that it just gently goes back and forth as you lay it down. Now remove your weights and turn your poster around and put your weights on the other side. Now you want to take the backing off of the other edge of the poster. You've got to be super careful, especially working with a larger poster, that it doesn't curl up on itself and stick to things that it's not supposed to stick to. And you're going to roll it, pull it all the way back until you get to the tape. And then you're going to actually pull the whole backing with the tape off so that all of the backing is now off of the poster. Now you're going to start putting this side down the same way you did the first side. So grab your t-shirt or rag and then just rub back and forth starting in the middle, and don't let it fall down until you're ready. And then just go back and forth until you get all the way to the edge. Then you can remove your weights and flip your poster around so that you can see the other side. Now starting at one of the corners, you want to fold it over so that it forms a 90-degree angle. And then you want to go to a second corner and do the exact same thing, fold it over so that it forms that 90-degree angle. Now take the edge that you just created and then fold that over onto the back of that poster board, smoothing it as you go to try not to get any wrinkles. The fewer wrinkles, the better, but if you get a couple of wrinkles on the back, that's okay. Now you're going to flip it around and do the same thing on the next corner. So again, just fold it over, make that 90-degree angle. Okay, and then do the same thing with the other corner. And then fold over the edges just like you did with the first one. And finally flip it over and you've got a foam board mounted poster.